the AKM, also known as the Big Boy AK, for the more obvious reason that it uses the larger 7.62 caliber rounds, those rounds being so big that it's like holding a weapon that launches bricks into people's faces. The AKM had some great recoil, more than that of the 74, but less than that of the AKS-74U. It makes sense, as the AK-74 uses a smaller 5.45 round, and the AKM fires a 7.62 round, and it still controls better than the AKS-74U because of the form factor. However, as I begin to think about it, I feel the AKM needs even more recoil, just for the mere fact that it fires a very large round. Of course, during my time playing the beta, I was using the foregrip. Without the foregrip, long-range engagements would have been very obviously more difficult. I was able to control the recoil rather well. As you can see, I'm able to keep my sights relatively close to my targets on full auto fire. It was difficult to do though, much harder to maintain than the AK-74. One of the biggest draws to the AKM is its caliber size, 7.62. Do not underestimate the power of that round. In Insurgency Sandstorm, when it comes to damage, size does matter, so don't let your significant other tell you otherwise. The AKM comes with one of the hardest hitting rounds in the game, able to nearly drop anyone with only a few rounds, whether they wore big boy armor or not. You even tend to have the ability to knock someone in the chest with a one-shot kill. Now to be fair, during the beta there were things that still needed work, so this could possibly change with the next beta coming up, but this damage model is the exact reason that this is the Big Boy AK. The AKM kicks hard and hits hard. Not only that, but it's one of the cheapest supply point costing weapons in the game at a mere 3 points. That's very cheap for the amount of damage per shot this son of a bee does. I mean, that's almost too cheap. Perhaps a balancing change could be to just add way more recoil, for real. But then again, I could be wrong. Who knows, maybe at the time I was just controlling my recoil very well. Even at range, I was tap firing and micro bursting to help keep my shots on target, but usually the first shot would hit, and then the follow-up shots would need very quick recoil compensation. A lot of the time I would always try to crouch before shooting in the first place, or even go prone, as they would cut recoil in the game tremendously. No lie. You want to get better at the game and struggle with recoil? Learn to stop and crouch before you engage your enemies. You'll have a much easier time fighting recoil, and you'll even find yourself becoming more consistent with your aim. One of the bigger downsides with the AKM is that the velocity and range are lower than that of the AK-74, meaning not only does bullet drop come into play sooner, but even actual bullet damage will drop, and being that velocity is lower, you're going to have to lead your shots much farther in front of your targets at long range, making it extremely difficult to hit targets that are scrambling to get away. I do wish at the time I tried out the long barrel, as I believe that would be an amazing attachment benefit for the AKM. I'll have to test that out in the next beta. So I look at this weapon, I feel it could become a more skill-based choice. Hard to hit your shots, but when you do, it'll hit very hard, meaning you will use less ammo overall, and on top of that, you're using a lower supply point cost weapon. All in all, the AKM is just fun to use. You have an AK using the big AK rounds, it kicks and hits hard. I can imagine using the long barrel with extended mags for that added intimidation factor. We'll have to go over the AK-based weapons in the next beta and compare them all. As always, I've been your boy Josh V. This is KSN, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.